Welcome, everyone. This is the third part of our series looking at where America stands in comparison to other countries in the democratic industrialized world. Today, we're going to look at wealth, poverty, inequality, minimum wage, and other things that associated with the wealth of a country. Hi, I'm Dennis Johnson, and I recently completed a major work ranking the United States in a number of areas looking at domestic policy throughout the world. Let's look at the issue of wealth. We always think that the United States is the wealthiest country in the world. Well, yes, it is. When we look at individual wealth, we find that we are number two in the world. Switzerland is number one. But when we look at the average wealth of Americans, we're number 18. What does that mean? Well, it means that there's a lot of money in the United States, and that money is held by some very rich people, not poor people, and certainly not average people. When we look at some statistics a little bit closer, when we look at the bottom 50% of the people, they hold only 2.5% of the entire wealth of the United States. Now think about that. 50% of Americans hold only 2.5% of the wealth of the United States. The top 10%, they hold 2/3, 67%. We are the most unequal country in the world, except for Brazil and Russia. And certainly in the OECD, those 38 countries that we like to compare ourselves to, we're really over the roof in terms of our display of poverty. In terms of the OECD, when we look at income inequality, we're 32nd among those nations. Let's look at another issue, minimum wage. One of the reasons that people are poor is because the minimum wage is so low. The federal minimum wage in the United States is $7.25 an hour. It's been that way since the 1990s. And you know what's happened to inflation and all those things. Where does that put us? Well, that in terms of the OECD countries, the countries we like to compare ourselves with, we're number 14. How about gender equity? When a man makes $100, how much does a woman make? Well, when we compare the countries, we find that the United States comes out 38th in the OECD. That is rock bottom last. Another issue is social mobility. One of the things that has been a part of the American dream is the idea that my generation is going to be better than the next generation, and the following generation is going to do a lot better than me. Well, in terms of social mobility, that's not true anymore. We're finding that at least 50% of young people are not going to do better than their parents. And in terms of social mobility, we rank 27th in the world. Let's look at poverty. This is one of the most difficult and one of the most exasperating issues that we have. In terms of the OECD countries, we have the highest poverty rate among all those countries. We also have the highest child poverty rate among all those countries. Now, when you take all these things together, the lousy minimum wage, the gender equality, which is so bad, the social mobility, the highest rates of poverty, America has a lot of work to do. And please remember that all of these rankings were done before the second Trump administration. And you know that big, beautiful bill that was passed in June, it makes things even worse. Medicare has been stripped away. It's basically a bill that says, rob from the poor and give to the rich. And so the next time we have rankings that look at wealth and poverty and inequality, I think things are going to get a lot worse. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Is there a way out of this? And can the United States turn this thing around? We're going to be talking about a lot of other issues coming up in our next episodes. But for right now, If you'd like to go to my website, www.we're we're number one, I kind of keep up on what's going on with the Trump administration, and it's updated practically every week or so. There's also my book called We're Number One that you could look at. I've also got a Substack newsletter that you might be interested in. So these are all down in the description below.